Last year I started with dropshipping, and that's when things really changed for me. Financial freedom. I can right now, if I want to travel somewhere, like for example here in Dubai right now, I haven't even booked my flight back yet. I don't know when it will be.
One-way ticket, motherfucker.
Yeah, basically, yeah. When I was 16, before ecom, I started with entrepreneurship. So first one with just like 1,500 per month, I think. But then eventually, you grow with your career. And I think my latest job, I did like 2.5k. If you don't invest this right now, what else will you do? Know what you want to achieve and then know what you need to do to come there.
So Omet, you're doing dropshipping. How much of revenue are you going to do this month?
This month I'm probably going to end with 1 million.
Okay, show me your Shopify dashboard right now.
I'll grab one of the stores.
Because I want to see proof,
Sure. Where should I put it? This camera here?
Yeah. Hey, refresh. Okay, cool. So you're legit. Well, so we're here right now in Dubai. And for those who don't know it yet, we had a podcast before. This was about a year ago. And back then it was your first time doing like 100k in a month. And we've been knowing each other now for a while. So crazy road, crazy shit that's been going on the last year. So for those who haven't seen your first podcast went viral, why don't you introduce yourself first?
Yeah, sure. My name is Omet, 22 years old. I've been in ecom now for last year, June. So that's, I think, now a year and 3 months, something like that. And yeah, for the rest, some people already know me from the podcast from before. Obviously, the students also from the program. Yeah, that's me.
So take me a little bit back. So where did you start and what were you doing before ecom?
Yeah, so before ecom, I basically, I started now with entrepreneurship when I was 16, 22 now, so that's 6 years ago. Yeah, I always knew that I wouldn't want to do something with school. I always wanted to just work for myself. I was also always into entrepreneurship since I was 16. Tried making things work for 5 years. I tried, I first had some jobs. I had worked in the sales, call center, for some internet provider. And my latest job was also as an account manager. Had some clients which I had to, take care of for the company and just everything with sales. So yeah, like a long road also with 9 to 5, worked that for a while, and eventually I just was really sick of it. Meanwhile, I always tried making things work. So my salary I just reinvested into whatever I could to.
So like how much were you making a month?
I was making around my latest job. Because obviously I started also first one with just like 1,500 per month, I think. But then eventually, you grow with your career. And I think my latest job, I did like 2.5k in euros. Yeah. And meanwhile, also with business models, I tried crypto, everything basically.
Yeah.
And last year I started with dropshipping, and that's when things really changed for me.
Interesting. So how much did you have on your bank card when you just started ecom?
I think my budget, which I use for dropshipping, which I could use just to invest. So basically I had my living expenses, then I also had just some money I could invest. My investment money was like 2k or something.
2k.
2k I was
Very
left
good.
with, yeah.
Very good. Very good. It's been now a while since we had like our first podcast. And in this podcast, we're going to go like a little bit deeper into what's been changed in your life, what's been going on. Because there's a lot of people who have a one-time hit shot. It goes a little bit well. They go all over online and then they just disappear. Something happens. But you kept growing as a motherfucker. So we're going to discuss about this. And for those who also don't know it, like Omet, he entered my program about like 1.5 years ago. He came as a student and then he scaled to 100k a month. He became a coach as well in my program, as you guys maybe know. And now as well, eventually he's like the head coach as well of the program. And besides helping all the students scale, he's also with his own store scaling crazy. So what has been changed now in the last year from our first podcast to now?
Ooh.
So because our first podcast was exactly 11 months ago.
Yeah, true. It was last year, yeah.
In the Netherlands. And now we're in Dubai, yeah?
Yeah, now we're in Dubai as well, yeah. A lot has changed for me. Yeah, first thing being obviously, the business is growing more. So, revenues more, obviously also profit margin healthy and also growing. For the rest, yeah, bro, everything that comes with it, you know, financial freedom, you know. So
Mhm.
basically, I can right now, if I want to travel somewhere, like for example, you're in Dubai right now. I haven't even booked my flight back yet. I don't know when it will be.
One-way ticket, motherfucker.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's like, and it's not even to say as a flex. It's just what's possible, you know. And I always want something like this where I could just say, okay, if I want to, I could just go there right now, and I'll just stay there, and I'll be. And if someone asks like, when are you coming back? No, I don't know. I'll see.
Mm-hmm.
It will be soon. I don't know, but yeah. So that's also nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit like that, man. Yeah. For the rest, you know.
Right. We're gonna also go deeper in this, in also like in this podcast about how you made it happen, how you like kept on scaling. So what I want to ask you as well, like because a lot of people they think like in this 1 year, they don't really understand how much in progress you can make. So why do you think that you managed to make in this last year so much in progress, that you went from first 9 to 5, and then you went to like 100K a month, and like as well like you quit your 9 to 5. And then eventually as well, now you do like, you know, like, how do you say, like $1 million a month in revenue. It's gonna be the first time also. So what has changed to go like 10x in the last year?
Yeah. It was literally, look, if you remember in the podcast last year, I also said my goal is to do $1 million in a month. And this will be, for the guys who saw, they know.
Yeah.
Yeah. With God's will, you know, it will happen this month.
Mm-hmm.
But what has changed for me, I would say it was just a matter of keep being consistent. So I literally just knew I already have the right info. I just need to keep executing. That's literally it. So just basically keep going. Eventually you'll fail, but you have to keep going, and eventually it will work. That's literally it.
Interesting. So then you said the right info, right? But that's all cool and nice. But what is then in your experience like the right info that you really need in order to excel and go so quickly? Because what I see with a lot of people is that they make their first jump start with ecom a little bit. They fail. They make their first little bit like of jump start, and they're like, oh, this is really working. And then boom, it all just goes downhill again, and they can't make it back up.
Yeah,
that's what happens to some people. But you also went through it, obviously, but you came out of it. So, like, what is the difference?
The difference is that, so getting the right info is the first part, right? And, you know, we do group calls, and I also attend them from the other coaches. I also learn from them, you know, especially from your brother Fatih.
Yeah,
he's,
the OG.
Yeah, and the OG. With you as well, obviously, you know, we do calls together with both you and Fatih. And some of there are just also like one-on-one calls, so not even with the students. But everything I learn from you guys, I then teach the students again. While I grow, they also grow with me. So that's like, nice thing.
Bro, the conversations between you and my brother are hella funny.
Yeah.
So, okay, you know, for those who also like don't know, like, of course, like my brother and me, we do everything together, all the revenue, all the shit, everything's together. And so Omet, he like spams the shit out of my brother always, but in a good way. Right? Because that's how we grew as well so hard.
Right now, I have 22 questions open for him, which he still needs to answer. I swear. He hasn't responded to him for 4 days. It's like, just keeps on piling up.
Really?
Yeah, he's just waiting for the
Bro, just call him, bro.
Yeah.
Call the guy. Say, what are you doing, bro? You know?
Yeah, but go.
Yeah, but explain, like, so, how, you know, like how is my brother? Like, you know, like, how do you ask him? How much do you ask him? Like, tell about it.
Yeah. So, bro, I just need to ask the right questions. Right now, we are more focused on like advanced backend stuff because you know, once the revenue comes, eventually there will be a part, guys, where and you know, I wish you guys also for this to happen. And obviously, I'll tell you guys how you can make it happen to, you know, scale and then just worry more about backend than about front end. But right now, I'm at the part where it's not really about which products work, whatever. It's more about how can I sustain this revenue and how can I maximize my profit? So which parts in my backend am I still losing profits on? Maybe my dispute manager isn't good enough. You know, I'm losing too many PayPal disputes. I need to know all these stats. So I'm really talking with Fatih about that. And you just teach him everything about it. But once every while, I'll ask a stupid question according to him. For example, I won't even say what I asked. It's just so dumb. I was just really in a hurry and I needed to type some stuff before I went on the flight. So when I landed, he could like answer them. But I asked something about how can I measure this? And he said, go grab... how do you say?
This thing to like measure stuff, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Go grab that and figure it out yourself. Something like that, bro. It was so...
You must be really pissed at Dave is
Yeah,
bro.
it's so bold. And then he said, bro, I'm just saying it for you to help growing, but sometimes you can't ask shit like this, man. We are talking about advanced backend stuff, they come with this shit. So yeah, getting the right info back to, to stay back on track, getting the right info is really important.
Yeah.
So for you guys, obviously the students from our program, they know, that they're getting the right info. They're seeing all the students crush it, you name it. We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
But for the people that don't really know us yet, I just give you the advice, like I also said last time. Follow someone and also see if they're actually showing the results. So not only if they're students, and if they show student results, which is also really important, obviously, they need to be good and not just some cute results.
Mm-hmm.
Something which you find important, and also the person themselves also need to show, and also refresh their screenshots, show you how much they're making themselves. And back when I started, or when I wanted to start with dropshipping, I first tried myself, I failed. Eventually I came, to paths with you, cross paths with you. I saw that you were legit. You were just posting your screenshots, people were getting results, you name it. So I just knew, all right, let me try it. Worked 9 to 5, saved some money up. Thought if I, what also minds this, if I wouldn't invest into your course, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then basically what will be the other path for me? Keep trying it myself, maybe failing, you name it. And dropshipping, bro, for out of all business models especially, it's such Wild West because everyone is doing it their own way. And if you go on YouTube where all the free content is, you can so easily get confused.
Oh yeah,
because
bro.
there's so many different people want to grab your attention, they have like their own, they always say stuff, you name it, it just goes really crazy there. And it can work, but it just gets really confusing because you're following everyone's strategy mixed up, while you just need to follow one strategy. Stick for it for at least, a month, 2, 3, and then see if you're getting results or not. And if it's really bad, you can obviously skip it, but if you see potential, you keep doing it. That's basically where you find the right info, and that's why I joined. And I just knew if I didn't invest that money, what will be the other path be for me? Just keep working 9 to 5, the rest of my life. So I was like, this is kind of also, it's real money, but at the same time, I'll just see it as play money, because if I lose the amount,
what else?
What else exactly? I need to make it happen. I need to invest this, to basically grow quicker. So that's how you find the right info. Free info is also good, but it's just more complex. And executing, bro, speaks for itself. You just literally need to every day just work. You can, even ask how much do I need to do? Well, I would say at least 4 hours per day in this business model. You don't need to see this as a side hustle. You need to really treat it as a real business, because if you don't, you will notice that stuff won't really go your way. Because there are some people I see, the people who are especially not making it work. And I could sometimes already see it before, but I obviously don't tell them. But sometimes I'll just see if someone, if the chance of them succeeding basically is just lower.
Then what do you do? Do you tell them like, yo, your mindset is here and there? Yeah, right?
Of course. But I'll, for example, see that they maybe, ask a question, maybe like today, and the next question maybe a week later, and it's just
same question.
Maybe not even the same question, because they're not asking enough, they're not learning enough. That's how you also see that they're not actually enough in the field, they're not enough in the trenches. They're too busy with other stuff, which I can understand. Maybe you have some personal stuff going on, but that's not the case for everyone. Some people are just lazy. That's just,
bro, that is something you said really good, because bro, the thing that we really see with students, the one who are spamming us with questions are really the ones who are like succeeding the most, and the ones who ask every few weeks or every week once a question, most of them, they don't succeed, and that's for a reason. Because maybe I don't even think they're kind of embarrassed, but they're not really dialed in. Because if you're really dialed in, you're like obsessed and 24/7 focused on making this shit work. And if you spend some amount of money, which of course it's always a lot of money if you pay for coaching, like I've also seen it, when I just came up with all this e-commerce stuff, if you spend like a few K at least, whatever for coaching, it's a lot of money for everybody. So, but then you have to stay like very committed, and the moment you don't do that, that's when all this bullshit happens, and when you say, oh, maybe this shit is not working. No, bro, you're just not dialed in enough. If you thought this shit's like automated, or you can like make some passive income with e-com, it as well, bro, it's fucking hard work. You also seen the last year, bro, there's not a lot of people I know as well who work as hard as you and as dialed in. If I send you a message on WhatsApp, after 1 minute respond, bro. Yeah, bro, it's really like that. And that is the truth, bro. That's just how it goes. But anyway, let me ask you this. So let's go into like more into the how do you call it? Into like more the technical stuff about how you do it. We know drop shipping is like there's making the store, the product research, there's the ads, there's the backend, the payment processing, and you name it. I'm gonna break down for everybody as well in here, and I'm gonna ask Omet so you guys know it. Literally everything from A to Z how he does it. Normally, if you watch my YouTube videos, you know it that I also explain a lot of stuff in it. But now you get to hear as well from Omet and how he does it right now. You know, right now it's like 20th of October, so listen up. Okay, let's start first. How are you doing right now product research? In what way? What tools are you using, and in what way are you doing it?
Yeah, so our PR method, there's not even clickbait, nothing like that.
Bro.
It's just so good. Like, it's really, really good.
Yeah.
Again, the students, they know. But I'll just tell you guys as well. So what we do is we do use a bit of spy tools. For example, Winning Hunter, we do use. But the most...
Denote,
Yeah, exactly. The most comes from Denote and PPSpy, that combination, and it's just with the ads library. So it's literally free. Both tools are free. We are not even affiliated with them, nothing like that. What you just do, you just use some keywords in the ads library. First, you choose a market. For example, you want to do product research in... By the way, I do a lot of PR in Europe.
Yep.
Not even Big Five, actually. Because with Big Five, if you do there, for example, 50% off or free shipping as a term, you'll see a lot of brands. You need to keep on scrolling, and you're not finding those typical drop shippers like we do, you know, like just these fashion stores. And also one thing, guys, we do a lot of fashion right now, but I'll come to that in a bit.
Yeah.
So instead, I'll just go to Europe, and also there you have Denote, and I'll explain it as well. So first step is you just start choosing with the market. I do a lot of product research in Germany. That's definitely the biggest market, you know, in Europe, and just also my favorite. So I'll just start there. I'll do like kostenloze verzend, or free shipping, or 50% off, you name it, just these typical terms, these kind of keywords. So good keywords, guys, 50% off or free shipping. Then I'll just use that. I'll filter it on ads running for at least 4 days. You can do it like in the right top corner of ads library. Filter it on active ads. And then you just scroll and you see then a lot of fashion stores. Every fashion store you see, you just click on them first. Then you have a new tab open, you know, of all these fashion stores. And eventually you have like 20 different fashion stores piled up. And then what you do is you just take their URL and just paste them all one by one in the ads library. So you can see exactly how many ads are running from that store.
Like what they're selling and stuff.
Yeah, what they're selling, exactly. So you can see everything. And then there's a tool which you need to have a Google extension called Denote. And PPSpy as well. And then you just go and you enable ad spend with Denote. That's there's like a thing you can do that you can enable ad spend. And then you can see literally how much they've spent. And some people say, is this accurate? You know, is this actually true? Well, it's really accurate. It's not 100%, but basically what they do is you guys know the average CPM. So how much you pay per 1,000 people that you reach is like $10-$20, depends also per market. And Denote usually likes to take an average CPM of, I'd say, $20. Maybe per market they do different, I don't know that. But I've tested on all my stores, some other people, and it's really good. And and there's like a rule in Europe, there's a law where Facebook needs to show exactly how many people an ad has reached in Europe. That's only Europe. That's why I do PR in Europe also, because there you have Denote. And for example, you have an ad which has like reached 100k people. Well, if you know that every 1,000 people reach is around $20 spent, Denote can automatically calculate for you what the total ad spend is. And then you'll see, for example, let's say 14k in ad spend. Maybe the guys actually spent 10k, but still, it's only 4k next to it, but you still know that he has spent a lot of money on it. This way, you can even find ads that are running for only just a short while, and you can already see which are doing well. And you can also see their winning creative, you name it. And then, the next question will come. That's, you know, how do I know which ad is good? Like, how much ad spend do I need to see? Well, first of all, I would like to give is the ad needs to be running for at least 4 days. Second thing I would say is the total ad spend divided by the total amount of days running. If it's $100 or more, so that he's spending per day, then I would already test it. That's really enough. And also, I don't do that calculation every time. I just do it more of experience. But I like to give a guideline for people, because some people are just really lost at the start. And this just works really good. I've seen it for all the students. It's just really good for them. It's a really good PR method. And if I see an ad has like a few K spent, I don't care how long it's running, maybe a month, maybe 3 weeks, 2 weeks, I don't care, I'll just test it. That's just already enough for me. But if you want more of a guideline, just $100 per day ad spend is the way to go.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
So in these product research, what type of products are you really looking for? Like, what are you actually yourself as well selling?
Just fashion, both male and female.
Why?
Fashion is by far the best niche right now. It has the highest win rate for us, most scalability. You know, we also did general stores a while back. You know, you guys as well. But we just see that fashion is the best. So right now we just have fashion only stores. They work really good.
It's the best. Yeah, I also agree on that, bro. I also agree on that. So that was like a very nice detailed explanation how you literally find winning products. And guys, you can just literally copy paste this method and make as well like crazy numbers himself, because the numbers he just showed you as well on his phone, the beginning of it. And I asked Omet on purpose to show the dashboard because a lot of people.
That's one store.
And that's only one store.
I have two other stores running.
High five.
Yeah, bro. Not to flex, by the way, guys. I just want to show you.
Is it true, bro? Is it true? You can do
I,
it, bro. If you really do the numbers, you can flex. It's good, bro. You know.
I don't like to flex.
But guys, listen. So the reason why I asked Omet is because there's a lot of guys in the game in the whole world. They say, I do this numbers, that numbers, bro. Show me it, bro. Refresh your screen. Show me the numbers. Show me what you're exactly doing. You know, you're giving value, but are you actually doing it? Did you find it out yourself? I don't know, bro. I want to see it. You know, this is one of the reasons why when I came in the game with all this education business and showing all the guys, why I became kind of known. I got all these followers and shit, is because people are seeking for the truth, right? And this is also what Omet's also giving in here. Real shit, real value. You know, we do the work here, bro. So the next question I want to ask you is about like stores. How do you make your stores? Like what Shopify team are you using? What do you do?
Yeah. So stores, here's also very good value. So what we always do is before we enter a market, using Dnote, you know, where you can see exactly how much someone has spent, you name it, you can see how good someone is running. Basically with Dnote, you can also see how good the whole store is running. Because if you see he has multiple campaigns which are scaled really high, like sometimes you can find stores with 10K ad spend per product. Not all products, but like at least 2-3 different products. So you know he has spent like shit tons of money. With multiple products. If I see a store like that with 4K ad spend for that campaign, few K ad spend for that campaign, and you know for all these different products, which are running for 2, 3, 4 weeks, I don't know. Then I'll know, all right, that guy is scaling, and then I'll see which market he's in, and then I'll keep looking for other competitors, and then I'll find other competitors which are also scaling, and then first thing I would always like to validate how good is the market. So there's stuff like the momentum. That's how we call it. So basically, with general dropshipping, it's not the same like branded dropshipping because it's something that, you know, a lot of people do right now. But that's why there's momentum going on. Sometimes there's more competition in some markets than otherwise, and you name it.
Yeah.
But I will then see which stores are running good, how good are they doing in a specific market. And if I see that, for example, multiple people are scaling easily in Germany, you know, I do product, I find so many guys who are just scaling, you know, all few K ad spend here, there, then I know, all right, Germany is good. So then, all right, market validated. Then next thing I do is look at their stores. How do their stores look like? I'll just take 5 or something, just do a breakdown. And then I have a good image of how the store needs to look like. And then I'll just literally copy paste it. 90%, even sometimes 100%. Only change the domain, you know, store name. That's it. Just these small details. We don't use Trustpilot reviews or something. We keep it also very clean. Just a clean, simple store. And we use Impulse team, by the way. It's a really good team.
It's the best, yeah.
Impulse is by far the best team.
Because it looks very branded and also very clean.
It's not, look, the thing is as well, guys, the team is not that important. You just need to have a simple, clean looking store, and the product and the creatives are the most important by far. But just in general, just Impulse is so nice. Sense also, these two teams, Dawn as well, if you have the custom coded, you know. Yeah, that's it.
I agree.
And also another big tip is as well, before we enter the market, I would try making the store look very native, you know, we translate, you name it, but also the store logo, store name. So for example, what you can do is, put like a capital city of the market in your store name. So it looks like you're, like a store in that market basically. But you don't even have to do capital. It can also be one of the other top cities with like the biggest population. I don't even like to do that a lot, because everyone uses like for Berlin or Amsterdam.
Oh yeah, always the capital cities.
So now, exactly. So now what you can do instead is just Google what are the top 5 biggest cities, top 10. You just do one of the other ones. And
so, for those who don't know it, by the way, and I'm asking you on purpose, like, what type of drop shipping are you actually doing, and why do you do this form of drop shipping?
Okay, so we do general drop shipping. It's not the same as branded drop shipping or brand. Brand is basically where you have stock. Branded drop shipping is where you're really like a branded store. Usually you have only a few winning products and you test a lot of creatives for them. That's like where you push the most without owning any stock. And then you have general drop shipping, and that's basically you just have a general store. You're not really like a brand. There's not really a story or a specific color theme you're following, nothing like that, you know.
Yeah.
You're just really pushing a lot of products. So it's not even a matter of testing a lot of creatives. You know, we don't find one product, then we think, all right, how can we optimize this? How can we test so many creatives that eventually it will work? We don't do that.
No.
Instead, we just look what are people scaling. We literally copy paste them. How stupid as it may sound, it sounds so stupid.
And we make money
but
with
it still
so
works.
weird, bro.
It's a volume game.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, that's what we do. And why do I do it? Because it's by far the easiest way, in my opinion, to build cash flow, to make good money. Some people maybe ask, why are you not right now, for example, tapping into branding or whatever? Because it's going pretty well, right? If I can say so. So I first want to take the max out of this, and then eventually the long-term plan will be to do branding. Indeed,
You can always do it, bro.
Yeah, exactly. But for now, I just want to really have my focus on this, because if you do two things at the same time,
It's
one
too
of the
much.
two will, yeah.
And bro, you're also already putting so much effort and time to just teaching the students how to
And
scale.
that as well. So if I
bro,
right now do something else, you know, for the students still doing generals, then
it's
yeah,
too much, bro.
it's too much.
It's too much. You can't do it,
And
bro.
and yeah, and why do we say that it's, you know, so cash flow friendly and you name it? Because it's not really. There's like a saying that you have. It's something like, it's simple but it's not easy or something. What was the saying again?
Yes.
Yeah.
This business model is simple, but it's not easy.
Yeah, so the whole business model is so simple. You just build it, you copy paste on his store, you copy paste products, and eventually you make money. It's not that easy, but eventually if you kind of get it, you know, of course you can make money. And still, compared to other business models, that's where it comes down to. It's just way easier by far.
Yeah.
You can literally in your first week already, I've seen it, you know, with one-on-one students, make already 10K day in your first week.
Oh, that was crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's not the same for everyone, of course. You know, everyone has their own journey, their own path. But it can happen. That's the thing with this.
And guys, I'm telling you, like, Omet is the craziest coach I've seen in my life, bro. So you have a 100% success rate on the coaching, and this basically means, guys, every single person who paid us for the coaching,
for the one-on-ones,
you know, for like, and I'm talking here about the one-on-one coaching, guys, so obviously we have in our program, we have the group coaching and the one-on-one coaching. So every single person who paid for the one-on-one coaching, they doubled their investment within 90 days under the coaching of Omet. So bro, we will also go back again to ecom, but now we're talking about this, right? What can you tell me like about like the way that you're coaching and what do you think of it? Because now you've been coaching now for now 11 months. You know, like after our first podcast, you just started being a coach. So how is that going?
Yeah, it's going really well. You know, I don't like to brag or flex, but since you're already asking, you know, just students are really happy.
He has to flex more, let's be honest.
Students are just really happy, you know. Also a big difference, you know, with the group coaching students and the one-on-ones, because for one-on-ones I can obviously see exactly what they're doing, so that's why there's like a big success rate, because I can tell them exactly what's going wrong, what isn't. And with group coaching still there's also a very big success rate. You know, makes sense, just a bit smaller, because I cannot look into everyone's stuff exactly in detail. But yeah, how is it going? It's going really well. Really, really nice community we built. I'm so happy with the community. Like, honestly, I'm really thankful also for, you know, all the students. They're so really active. They're helping each other out as well.
They call you a goatmet, huh?
Yeah.
It's a new name, bro. Goatmet.
Junior, for example, he's one of the one-on-one students. He recently joined, already doing really well. But it's going nice, man. Doing group coaching, you know, group calls, and also doing one-on-ones.
Very nice. So, bro, you so for those who know it as well, like some of the guys, like for example Henry, who scaled to 250k profit in his first 90 days in the program under Omet as well, coaching with us. And then as well, like for example Sebastian, same as well, you know, he went to like 20k days as well, like in the first 90 days in the coaching. I think even before, something like that. Bro, it's just crazy. And both of them, they also became a coach, for example, right now. So,
Bro, we had to.
bro, like, what kind of difference are you seeing, like, in those guys? Like, we talked about the people who are just obsessed and asking a bunch of questions, but these people in one-on-ones will, like, make it, right? Obviously, you advise them insanely. Like, you tell them, do this, and it's working, you know? But there's also some work from their end and some kind of, like, a mindset thing. What kind of mindset are you seeing from them, the guys who are scaling hard in the coaching?
Ooh. I would for sure say the guys who are actually taking notes. That's the first thing. So they'll be asking, that's also another thing. Second point, I guess, asking a lot of questions,
Yeah.
because I can obviously not know exactly what's going on unless they also ask me some stuff so I can know what's going wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I also ask them a lot, of how is this and this going, so I can figure out where stuff is going wrong. But, from their part, they need to also obviously ask a lot of questions, and then they need to really take notes. So basically now they're getting the right info, and then they need to execute it. That's literally it. So the people are putting in, we're asking a lot, we are really active by doing that and implementing what I say. That's basically how they get the success. Also, yeah, actually that's it. Yeah.
Interesting. So, who has been so far the most successful student that was like under you one-on-one coaching? What do you think it was?
Bro, all of them are doing good, to be honest. Yeah, honestly, big shout out to all of them.
Yeah, 1%.
Bro,
that's a hard one.
Bro, they're actually all crushing it. But I would say maybe Sebastian and Henry, I guess. Because they're also coach now. And,
there's so many.
And they're just doing really good.
We're just growing too hard, bro. That's the whole thing,
Yeah.
What can you do? But and that is also something, and that is something that a lot of like coaching programs, they just get in people all the time for the money. But what we did in the beginning, and this is what I focused on a lot, was just making sure the delivery is good, making sure that we have actual good coaches, actually like people, they are running up their shit, and giving them as well like the mentality. Like, bro, like how is the mentality of people like in a program? Like how savages are they at this point?
Bro, right now,
Yeah.
if I, for example, open the chat, the general chat, probably the latest message sent is maximum of 5 minutes ago.
Maximum, bro.
Because they're so active. And what their mentality is, bro, I've seen people say, for example, second day, no sleep.
Yeah.
He had a quick nap or something. Get to fucking work. That kind of shit, bro. I'm seeing, like, for example, Melvin. He's like that type
he's
guy.
crazy,
He's so
bro.
funny, bro.
Yeah, he's crazy.
And you recently also like sent like a voice note saying something very motivational. I don't know, something about like you need to put in the work, whatever.
Yeah.
And people really take that serious.
It's crazy, bro. That's what we implement in their mind to be like fucking savages and just go push to the limit every single day. Because when I wake up, bro, it's like war modus, and then I'm like, you know what? Let's also a little bit, like fire up the people in the program so they go even harder than they go right now, So what I always do is like make like a voice note once a week, twice a week, it depends on, like how I'm feeling. Spitting some value. And then I also give some mindset shit, and then everybody gets fired up. Let's go, So that's very good. But yeah, that's good to hear. All right. Anyway, enough about the program and shit. I want to go into more the value as well. So we talked about product research, about the store, and how do you deal, for example, in let me ask this: in what markets are you making right now the most money, and how are you doing it?
Yeah, probably a no-brainer, but Germany.
Yeah,
it's a good market. It's a good one because it's just really scalable. Also with Austria and Switzerland in it, we target all three countries and go at it. Dutch market also really good. Right now it's gone a bit down, but it's just in general also very good market. And then Australia, I also did really well for a while. Australia's also kind of okay now, but right now it's those three markets that I'm doing the most. And I'm seeing also some other good markets performing good right now.
Nice.
So I'm going to tap into as well.
And what payment methods are you using on those stores?
Germany is just credit card, PayPal. Australia is credit card, PayPal. And Dutch market is just ideal bank contact and credit card.
No Klarna needed?
No.
Why not?
No PayPal, no Klarna.
Really?
Klarna, I've ditched. I don't use it anymore. Like, for example, if I enter the Swedish market right now, I'm pretty confident. Same goes for you guys. So we could easily do 50k days there,
bro,
or
within a week, bro.
Even higher, literally, because, bro.
No competition, bro.
It's no competition right now there. But Klarna, the thing is with Klarna, it's really a headache for your backend. So for the people using it, yeah, you can, but we don't do it because first off, for example, maybe you're seeing I have 30% profit today, and then they can open a dispute up to 3 to 6 months, I think, 6 months, something like that.
Yes, even a year if they want to.
Yeah, and then after, like later on in the backend, you'll notice that your actual profit margin is maybe deducted by, just from Klarna, maybe like 5%, maybe
5
more.
10%. It's crazy, bro.
Like I remember Fatih said to me, if you do revenue, just keep in mind, a maximum of 10% worst case can go to Klarna refunds.
Yes.
Like from all your revenue right now.
We've seen it.
Also another thing, in markets like Sweden especially, people know how to use Klarna, so they're really abusing the system. They, for example, say I haven't received my item, but they actually did. They're just, scamming their way around to just get their money back.
Scamming the merchants, people like us, motherfuckers.
And Klarna likes to side more with customers than with their merchants, so you're already at a disadvantage there as well. So that's basically it. And while you have all this headache, if you put that same energy, time, and focus into a market where you can just run with, like for example, Dutch market, just ideal bank contact credit card, where you don't need Klarna or even PayPal, where you can easily do 10, 20k days. I've done that recently as well in the Dutch market, just 10k days there, 30, 40% profit margin per day. That's obviously way better. Less headache also with your backend. And I'm thinking mostly beginners are watching right now. That's what I think, or maybe intermediate level. Your backend probably isn't that good yet, But even if it still is, it's just not really worth it with Klarna. But especially if you're a beginner, you can easily get shut down with Klarna. You can easily get holds or even get kicked out of Klarna, then also get a hold. If you don't manage your backend well, because you get all these customers opening disputes, and you need to understand how to work with them, you name it. And while with PayPal, that's not necessary. You still need to have a good backend and all these things, but it's just a bit more chill. It's not as hectic as with Klarna. More profit margins and.
I agree, bro. Klarna's a big headache. I've also had some fucked up stuff back in the days with it. And after that was okay, but still, we also don't use Klarna, bro. And also, for most people, you also already set the markets. Klarna. If you just sell credit card, PayPal, it's enough. An ID bank contact.
Yeah. So just last thing as well. I would say. However, if you have Klarna merchants still, because we don't have it anymore, because that's also another thing with Klarna, it's not sustainable. There's no one that we know doing big revenue with Klarna for a year plus consistent. There's no one we know.
True.
With generals, with branded you can do it, but with generals I'm talking about, just fashion, general stores, you just can't. Because eventually your Klarna gets shut down. Most reason why it happens as well is Klarna sometimes sends an invoice to the customer while they didn't receive the item yet.
Yes.
That's the biggest reason that your Klarna will eventually get shut down. Klarna just sends the invoice already on random dates sometimes. And the customer didn't receive it yet. They're panicking. They're opening a dispute. And then your overall dispute rate just goes
through the roof.
You're losing more profits, you name it. But if you have Klarna merchant, what I can say, right now, you can enter Sweden while recording this. There's really good momentum there. And Norway as well. It's so easy there right now. You can easily do big numbers, but just keep in mind your backend and just try hitting very high profit margins. If you do it, I will tell you have at least 3.5 ROAS per day. It's really possible there. So 30+% profit margins, 30, 40. I want to see it. Have at least 35 or even 40%, because then you're actually still in profit. After the deductions of the refunds. Yeah, just a tip.
Definitely, bro. Very good one. Bro, that's really the game, bro. Klarna. We have to watch out. It's for everybody, by the way.
Yep.
So now we talk about processing and market. So now I want to go as well to the next topic, which is about advertising. So on what platform are you advertising and how are you doing it?
Right now it's Meta only. And our strategy is we just do CBO campaign. So basically, if we see a competitor which we want to test their product, we will take their 2 free creators. I would remove the metadata. I would resize it to 1080 in Canva, and then you can just launch the exact same creators. And so those 2 free. You just do a CBO campaign. You do it on manual. You don't do Friendship Plus. We just do manual. You put the budget on $50. Then you do 4 ad sets. So we don't do broad only. We actually do 4 ad sets. We do broad as the first one, so no interest targeting. Second ad set is online shopping, so just targeting everyone who has an interest online shopping. Third one is engaged shoppers, so interest engaged shoppers. And fourth one is stacked. Stacked is 6 to 7 product related interests. So for example, if you want to test a dress, you just click on dress as an interest, dresses as an interest, and then you click on suggestions, and then you'll see like all these lookalikes. You can click them as well. And then your total audience size needs to be at least 1 million plus. And then per ad set, you just put the same 2 free creatives, which you took from the competitor. Yeah, and that's basically what we do it. And also something that we're doing right now, or actually a bit less, because Q4 we're getting more rejected ads, you know, the political stuff with Trump going on, and you know, more people are getting bans, whatever. But if it works for you, we do closure sales. That's a very, very, very big.
Yeah, tell us about that, bro. What is that?
Yeah.
So what's closure sales?
Yeah. So what we do is on our store, we have on the announcement bar we say something like we are closing up to 80% off. You can also put it some on your product page. Maybe you guys have seen it. Some compares put like a tag somewhere at the price part or under that card. There's some saying something as well, like, you know, but we're closing as well. Or you could just skip the announcement bar. It doesn't matter. But then you have it already in your store. And what you then do is you sell products very aggressively. So for example, it doesn't matter what kind of product it is. It really doesn't matter. You just do always like 60 to 80% off. Random. Do sometimes 60, do sometimes 65, do sometimes 70, 75, 80% off. So you'll see very aggressive discounts. And then also on Facebook, if Facebook allows it, because again, guys, right now there's more reject ads, so some people can't use it. See if it works for you. If you're getting too many reject ads, skip it. But what you do, first creative, you always copy paste the same ad copy and headline as the competitor. But the second and third creative, you do the closure sale form. And that's, I can't paste right now like something.
It's too long, bro.
Yeah, it's too long, but you just go to the ads library, type something like store closing in the ads library.
Yeah, the long text, bro.
In the search bar, and then you'll find some people who are running closure sales with like the sad story with like a crying emoji and whatever. You just can take theirs, you know, just translate it to your market, and then you just run that for creative 2 and 3.
This is literally like the blueprint on how to test and also like go with Facebook. Like I'm telling you, this is like the sauce that nobody's giving out online, and we're right here giving it. Yeah. So and what about in terms of like scaling it? How do you scale Facebook? Do you think that's hard?
Just one more note about the close sale.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Is why we do it as well is because of high AOVs. So because people think, you know, you're closing, they'll buy more stuff. So that's already a big tip. And there's also more urgency coming. So that's why it works nice. Yeah. And then about scaling, the way that we scale, I do it more on feeling, but I have sometimes some rules, you know, but I can give some guidelines on what works in general. But this first you have the testing phase. So you let the product run for at least, you know, it depends how the first day does. If it does good, you can also run it for third or second day. We can talk about the testing phase in a bit, you know, when to validate it. But actually, I'll just do it now. So let's say you're testing a product on 50 budget, and it's profitable on the first day. Let's say if you have 50% spent, so it has spent $25 and you have 0 sales, just kill it. And then you just leave it. If it had like 3-4 add to carts, you can run it for a second day. Or if it had like really good cost per clicks for your specific market, that you can obviously only decide for yourself. So, you know, probably like under 60 cents, or really depends on your market. And in Q4, everything is so expensive now, so depends. But then you can run it for a second day. And let's say that after 48 hours, you're just profitable. Let's say your profit margin of the last 48 hours is 20%. Then I would run it for another day, for third day. And then if it becomes higher, you can scale it. If your profit margin is 25%, I will increase the budget with 50%. And if your profit margin is 30% or more of the last 48 hours, I will double the budget. That's literally it.
That's it, guys.
That's literally it. During testing phase, we run the product always for at least 48 hours before we scale. If the product is good, you know, we don't run every single testing product for 48 hours. Some we kill already on the first day. But let's say that you've had the product that's been running for 24 hours and it has like 8 ROAS. Then I wouldn't immediately scale. I would first let it run for a second day as well, because
it's fishy sometimes.
Yeah, it's fishy because it's still too low budget, so it can be very hectic. You think it's a winner, but then you lose money when you scale. So, and after 48 hours, if it's good, you can just double the budget. So on 100.
That's it, literally.
And then during the scaling phase, you don't wait 48 hours anymore per budget. That's also another thing. A lot of people ask, what if I've scaled? And then now we can go more in depth about that. So let's say you've scaled to 100. And first scenario is it does really well. So again, you had like 30% plus profit margins. Then you can already, after the first 24 hours, so you don't have to wait the second day anymore, you can just scale it to 200. So if the first day of 100 does well, at the end of the day, you can just scale to 200. You don't need to wait another 24 hours. It takes too long. Just scale it. Doesn't matter. We are doing generals. We are not a brand. Brands sometimes do a bit slower, you know.
What about surf scaling?
Well, just a bit, and then I'll talk about surf scaling as well.
Let's go.
And
there's the juice that everybody's been waiting for.
I just want to tell everything in detail for you guys. I don't care, you know. I just want to help you guys.
This is like a free course and like a podcast in one, you know. Guys, keep listening.
I've always said if I can make it work, you know, I want to also help other people, just for free as well, you know, when I can.
Go ahead.
But let's say you've scaled to 100, but the budget didn't do well. Then what I will do, so let's say you woke up, it's morning, maybe you've spent like $50 and that's only one sale, so it did really bad. Then you can downscale it 70% at that moment. So you put it on 30, and then you just let it run into the end of the day. And then basically what happens, you tell Facebook, hey, this new budget is just really not working well, slow down with the spending. And then what you'll notice at the end of the day, you end up break even or in a profit even. That's really nice. And that's only if you're like really in a loss at the new budget. It also goes for the higher budget. So if you scale to 1,000 to 2K, instead of letting the full 2K spent at the end of the day, maybe you're making a few €100 of loss. Don't do that. I would instead just do the 70% downscale method. And that's like another method that I have during testing of new budgets. And then let's say the budget didn't do well. Then you do that. But let's say you're break even in the morning. Then I would just let it run to the end of the day. You'll probably end up in a break even or in a profit because of the evening sales also coming in. So that's for the downscale method. And scaling method. So 25% plus profit margins, 50% increase, 30% plus profit margins is doubling the budget. That's basically what we do.
What about surf scaling?
Yeah.
Tell us what.
Yeah. So
first the definition, and then you can explain our strategies in it.
Yeah. So surf scaling, it depends per market, first of all, because some markets are really, really small, like Denmark, for example, just 5 million population. So for those kind of markets, surf scaling really won't work. Or maybe it can, but it's just way, way harder. So it needs to be a market like, for example, some markets that you can pretty good surf scale in is the Dutch market, France, German market. Let me see what else we have. Italy maybe as well. I'm not sure the population there, but I think it's also doable. Most markets you can, but it's just harder for us. I think one of the only markets like Switzerland and Denmark, maybe it's a bit harder. Yeah. And how we do it is at 8:30 a.m. we would between 2 to 4x the budget. Before you even surf scale, the product needs to be at least on a budget of I would say $200 or more. Campaign budget needs to be at least $200 or more, and it has to have at least 30% plus profit margins for the last 72 hours, if not longer. So then you already know this is like a really good campaign, and then you can decide to surf scale it, because this will not work for starting budgets, whatever. It needs to be a good validated campaign. And then what you do at 8:30 a.m. you will between 2 to 4x. See how it does. If the ROAS drops more than 1, you can downscale back to the budget you started with. If it's very high budget, so let's say you surf scaled from 1K to 2K or 3K, and it goes from 5 ROAS to 4, that's very normal because you're on the higher budget. So then I wouldn't do it. It really depends what the stats are. And then at 1 p.m. I will downscale back to the original budget at 1 p.m. because the morning is the peak time, but after 1 p.m. there's no peak time anymore. And then at 4:30 p.m. I would surf scale again with around 2 to 4x again. And this can work starting from campaign budgets from 200 or more.
Interesting.
And then you just run it to the end of the day, and at the end of the day you go back to the budget you started with, or you just scale it a bit so the next day you have like a bit higher budget again.
And like surf scaling is crazy, man. That has like changed so much also for us, bro. Like I'm telling you, the surf scaling strategies are beautiful. I love it.
Some days we would have like the revenue, same for you guys, I know it because Fatih showed me. Some days you guys have like revenue like this, and then the evening comes and you will surf scale, and then you'll see like in the chart that your revenue went like this, right?
All the time, bro. It's all the time like that. Bro, because guys, you gotta as well understand that like Facebook is a platform where on every single moment there isn't the same amount of people there. So, for example, in the evenings is the moment where the most people are like on their phone and scrolling after work. They're just chilling a bit on the couch, eating some chips, some pizza, getting fat as fuck. They're scrolling, and then maybe there's like 10,000 people for your particular audience, for the creative and offer, everything combined. They're then on Facebook, but around like, let's say like 1 p.m. they are not there because they're working. Like they can't scroll all the time on their phone. So what happens around that time, we just spend more money because there's a bigger audience and we take as well like more of the audience. So you outcompete as well everybody else. That's why surf scaling is so good. And Omed just explained it like perfectly.
Yeah, man.
Amazing, bro. So, but now, bro, like it's, like we always get these questions from people. They say like, yo, I'm doing 100K a month, 200K a month right now. Finally, I'm doing some revenue, 3-4K a day. How do I go to the next level? How do I go finally to like the 400, 500, 600, 700K a month? What did you do differently, dropshipping wise, in order now like to hit your first like 1 million a month?
Yeah, so first off is before you decide to scale further from, let's say, 150K a month to 500K a month or whatever, be sure your backend can handle it. That's very important. So otherwise your PayPal can go down, you'll lose a lot of money on disputes afterwards, you name it. So you need to have enough customer service agents, and there's like a whole thing about team building. So that's the first thing, be sure your backend can handle it. But you will also notice it when you start scaling, because I also thought at first that my backend could handle, let's say, doing 30K days consistently. But then I noticed, and that's why I did a call with your brother like a few weeks ago, that
you went mad on you. Oh man, what are you doing?
I actually noticed like, my team isn't doing that well actually. Like they're not responding fast enough. Like we have these different KPIs, of like response times and you name it, and they were not doing that. So he gave me some good sauce about that, and I just quickly fixed it. So PayPal won't go down. But how you can do it front end wise, so like really what you need to do to go to these revenue numbers is do a breakdown first of your current winners. So do a breakdown of your current winners and test more lookalikes of them. We also don't test 5 products a day, by the way, guys. We test even 10 to 15 per day per store, literally. You can start with 5 if you want, maybe cash flow wise or time wise. If you cannot handle more, that's fine. 5 per day is at least the minimum I recommend. We don't even do 3 per day, it's too small. But we do even 10 to 15. So that's the first tip. You guys can put more volume, because some guys say, if I have too many campaigns on my ad account, the whole performance will get worse and stuff.
Bullshit.
We have like 30, 40 plus campaigns running on one single ad account. Same for you guys as well. Not really a difference. A winner is a winner. That's so that's the first thing. Second thing is what you also can do, if you have, for example, very good momentum right now in, let's say, Germany, so you're scaling there well, you did 150K just from this market, you're having good profit margin, you name it, so 25% plus, something like that, gross profit margins, then that's fine. I would make a second store even in the same market. You could do the same approach, just do a new pixel, new ad account, and then you just do the same what you did for the first one, so you can scale even further actually in that same market. So that's the first thing. And also tap into other markets as well, for sure. So do some market research, see which markets are doing well right now, see how they're scaling there, and then also go to that market. And that's it. For the rest, actually also really important. No, that's not it. It's the team, man. It's everything that we are doing right now. I say also we. It's not just me. It's like I've built a whole team right now, right?
So like how many people do you? How many employees do you have right now? How many employees?
I have 5 for customer service. I have 3 for disputes. I have 1 backend manager. I have 2 product listers. I have 1 editor. So that's already like 12 or something,
bro.
I think so.
Bro is running a whole conglomerate, bro.
Yeah, and bro,
crazy. 12 people, bro.
I definitely couldn't do that, without them. My team consists mostly of Filipinos, which I've hired through onlinejobs.ph. It was a really good platform. But I can say, if you want to go further, see where you're losing a lot of time right now, and see how you can outsource that. So if you right now are, for example, spending too much time on launching campaigns to yourself, get the ads launcher. If you are still doing product listing yourself, which I really hope you're not doing, if you're doing like 6 figures a month, but if you're still doing that, outsource that as well. Customer service, you name it. You need to see basically break down where are you wasting time, and find the people to hire them, to outsource that.
So did you ever expect, when you had this 9-to-5 job, when would you exactly quit your 9-to-5 job, Omid?
Let me see. Maybe I think last year October. So that's like
October, yes, last October, yeah.
So that's
okay,
like
yeah, 11 months ago, let's say.
Yeah.
So 11 or like a year ago. If I would tell you then, bro, in 1 year you're gonna have 12 employees, you're gonna do $1 million a month of revenue. Like, what would you say?
I wouldn't believe that, but I wouldn't believe that. No.
Yeah, that's
actually
fucking dropshipping.
I kind of would though, because I've always told myself I would eventually be a millionaire.
Yeah.
I just always knew it would happen. I just didn't know how long it took to make
Yeah.
it happen, you know. So maybe I wouldn't believe it was yet like in a year, but I
Mhm.
would say in 5 years.
It's gonna happen
something.
eventually,
Yeah, yeah.
but not this quick.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But that's what dropshipping, like, you know, like when it's so over, it's so over. But when you're back, then you're
so back.
You're so back, bro.
yeah.
Really, bro. That's really it, you know. So that's what I want to ask as well, bro, because I know as well. There was also a long time where you would just go to, like, you were doing 4K a day, and then 8K a day, and then 10K, and then you will be stuck at like 6K a day. You were like stuck all the time,
Yeah.
you know, for a long time. So how did you kind of like get out of that and then scale then eventually so quickly, like parabolic, like this?
To be honest, for me, it was just putting more volume. I
Mhm.
eventually discovered, it sounds so dumb, but I thought you could only test 5 products per day maximum per ad account, you know. Eventually, I thought he said so casual, bro. I never said you can just do 5, you can even do 10, 15. Because
Yeah,
he just
bro.
once said we test like 15 per, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? I was like, bro, I've never said you can just do 5. So basically putting in more volume was kind of what changed it.
Mm.
Yeah, and also the what else would I say? Closure sale also definitely helped a lot, but I'm
Mhm.
really confident without closure sale you can still do big
Mhm.
numbers, because right now we're getting more rejected ads, so we're using it less, and
Yeah.
you can still do good revenue with that as well,
Mhm.
just copy pasting. Yeah, I think that's it actually, and
Interesting.
yeah. So sometimes, I mean, yeah, what would happen is I would have a store. I would be in a specific market,
Mm-hmm.
let's say for example Denmark or something, and I would just try to make it work for way too long, while the stats were just not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we always said, and I also said last year, I remember, I said speed is key. You know, just quickly, if we, for example, we do now, which I didn't do different before, even this year still, is if I would see that the market isn't doing too well, I would just stay there, because I would think, oh, but these guys who I know are with this approach scaling there, I'll just do their same approach and it will also work for me. No, welcome to Facebook and welcome to generals. It's like a casino. Yeah, you can still make it work, you know, because obviously our students are still scaling in this casino,
Mm-hmm.
but some things are just really random. You can have like the ideal store, like everyone can have validated for you. You have a good store, you can test the right products, you can do everything good, but it just doesn't hit.
Yeah.
You'll be like, what's happening?
So what do you advise then?
Yeah, I'll tell you. And that's also, you know, what I do with the one-on-one students. That's why they succeed, because if they didn't knew this, they wouldn't
Yeah, of course.
come far. So what you just do is first you do breakdown, like what's my total revenue divided by total ad spend. That's your total store ROAS. If you are under break even or you're just break even, and also you need to keep in mind, you know, you're getting refunds afterwards. So are you actually break even? If you have that and you've tested more than 75 products, I would just switch. If you
Yeah.
are like that bad doing, you know, because you've tested already a lot, like 75 products, that's okay. Then we'll just switch markets, and literally only that can make the whole difference for you.
Yes.
Yeah, like for example, I'm doing some numbers in Australia right now, but Fatih told me, bro, Omet, I'm doing the same as you, but tell me, is there something else you do different? Because we are doing very shit numbers in Australia right now.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you guys know exactly how this game works.
It's
You've
so
been doing
random.
it for 5 years.
Yeah.
But still, Australia isn't working for you, but it's probably some fucker right now scaling in Australia, you know,
Yeah.
watching this.
It's weird.
And I'm also doing fine there. So the whole game is also just being very flexible, switching when necessary. So that's also a big game changer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I really agree,
Yeah.
bro. Just speed, Godspeed,
Yeah.
bro.
And then the next question was about mindset or something, I think.
Yeah, man. So I wanted to ask you, like, you went through a lot, like, ups and downs and shit, you know, in that kind of way. And I wanted to ask about it, but you already, like, kind of answered it already in this particular case, man.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
yeah, let me ask this, bro. So, let's say now, in like, you know, like in the last year as well, what is the biggest golden nugget you can give, in terms of like mindset about e-com dropshipping and how to as well like succeed with this shit? In terms of mindset first.
The good mindset to have while doing this, right?
Mhm.
First off, I would say is don't expect too quick of results. It can really happen, especially with dropshipping, obviously. But just know it can take a while, but it will definitely pay out for 100%. It will definitely 100% pay out. We've even had a student who did everything right for maybe 6 months or so, and only now he's scaling.
Yeah.
And while other people have it way quicker, it's just part of the game. It's just how it works. So that's the first thing. Don't expect too much, but eventually it will work. So trust the process. That's it. Yeah, trust the process. Second thing I would say is speed is key. So do everything fast. If you right now hear, for example, me talking about how to have the right store, how to have the right this and that, implement it. Immediately do it. Don't say I'll do it tomorrow. Just immediately do it. And if you say do it tomorrow, actually do it tomorrow. Third thing I would say is mindset wise as well is just again, man, write info and execute. That's actually it. It's so simple if you say it. Write info and execute it, and obviously stay consistent. Actually that's it.
So
don't have much else to say.
And the right info, like you can get it anywhere. You get it on YouTube, you can get it through like a coach, like coaching, whatever. What is like your view on courses and mentorships at this moment? Because I asked you the same question 1 year ago, okay? And of course, then like you said, yes, Faruk, I joined your coaching, and then boom, money, whatever. And now you became a coach, and now as well, like you're a head coach even at this point, and you've seen so much success. But you see also older mentorships and courses and whatever, like let's like obviously not call names, but what do you see that's going on in the market that you're like, bro, this is why you're failing?
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Of course, bro.
Yes, since I'm in this position I'm in right now, where I'm just getting more knowledge of how this works, and I'm seeing what works, and you name it.
Yes.
Well, last year I was still kind of beginner, you could still say, I guess.
Yeah.
More advanced now. Still not trying to talk big, nothing like that, whatever. But I'm seeing a lot of shit gurus, basically, like shit courses. If I can say it. I will not name any names. But I'll see, for example, they're not posting any results themselves. Sometimes I'll just check their Instagram, go through highlights, and there's no highlights from their wins, which I find pretty interesting.
Maybe like 2 or 3 years ago they had some results.
Not even, just
not even that.
Just
sometimes
nothing. Sometimes. Or if they post like a student result, it will be like a 1K day.
Yeah, maximum.
Which guys, it's good, Be very happy if you achieve that. But if I'm seeing that the program, like the best doing students are just doing 1K per day, I'm already assuming, all right, so the rest are probably not doing that well then, because if the best doing person is doing just 1K per day, while our students are doing like, again, not to brag, but like 25K per day, 25K per
20,
day.
30,
also the coaches, doing like, also other coaches doing like Haitsam, Ali, and just all the one-on-one coaches now as well, they're also doing like 20K days, you name it. Then that's a big difference. There's only one other program or two, I would say, besides us, that are,
of course,
that I would say like are actually really good, also in the same niche as us, which we really respect. We even sometimes refer people to them if they want it.
Yeah, of course.
So that's how I look at it. Just be really careful with who you're following, and see how good are the results they're actually posting. Compare it maybe with someone else, and then just get a good feeling for yourself.
Definitely. For example, that is also who's doing very good is Dennis Bloemhoff. You also know, like my guy Dennis of the program.
That's one person I, for example, mean. So you have someone new at their program. You have someone new at program. I really respect them.
Yeah,
like they're actually crushing it. Their students. That's one of the other programs, I would say, one of the only ones that besides us are actually crushing it.
Yep.
Like one of the only ones, really. But we are doing also fucking crazy, man. I'll still say
it's a nice game.
I find us the best, But they're all doing good, man.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting, This is what I always talk about. It's the same as school. When you go to school, there's certain kinds of universities. There's like subjects named business management, and then somebody sits there. Somebody who's never done business, or maybe had like one failed business, starts teaching all the students how to start a business or how to do a business. I mean, of course, they're never really going to make a bunch of money. Of course, they're never going to become really successful, because what is this person going to teach? And that is why it's so important, and I'm telling this for everybody, is only listen to people who are actually doing the job right now that they're trying to teach you. Because otherwise you just end up in a place where they're just making more money of all the coaching and the consulting, of like selling the info, which everybody can sell to you, and they end up making money with it, and you're just going to get outdated shit information, And then if you're saying AI got scammed, yeah, I'm sorry, but that's just also your own fault. You know, I know it's hard to distinguish sometimes like what is true, what is not, because, bro, when you were a beginner, like, of course you made the right decision back then, but, bro, how hard can it be? You know, I can sometimes even understand how hard it can be for somebody to distinguish like who's real, who's not. You know, it's hard, right? So I also fully understand that. Like, what are the really most important things you were looking at? Like you said to me a little bit of results, but what more did you really look at?
Yeah, so first thing, obviously, about the results, as you said. Second thing is how good are their students doing. Your students doing, yeah, you can obviously only see that when they're posting it.
Yeah.
If they're not also posting it a lot, that can also be something. Maybe that's a red flag. Yeah, and then eventually I also have the mindset of eventually you just need to join. You don't need to wait too long. You're also wasting time. If you have the money, you know, you can do it. You know, not financial advice. Depends on your situation. Obviously, also only invest what you can lose, right? Also very important.
Yep.
And then when you decide to join, just have the mindset of, all right, now I'm just going to fully dial in. I'll follow exactly what they say. And I'll do it for at least consistently, let's say 30 days. That's the exact same mindset I had when I joined you. You know, there's so much I could see online from you, but eventually you can only know how good it actually is when you experience it, right?
Yeah, we entered.
Because yeah, that's everyone can do marketing, right? You name it. So I just told myself, all right, I'll just follow whatever he has to say. And then just do it fully for 30, 60, 90 days. Yeah, that's it. And then you'll just see how it goes. And then you can also obviously see how the people in the community are doing. Maybe you're not doing too well yet, but if you see that a lot of people who also started maybe at the same time as you in the community are doing well, you could still know, all right, it will eventually pay out.
I wanted to ask as well, like, what is the... this is like more like mindset we can say, but what do you think is one of the reasons why you're so driven? You know, because, bro, I meet a lot of entrepreneurs and stuff. I met so many people, especially in Dubai. You see so many fucking goofballs here, you know. You see some killers also sometimes. But you're also like quite rare in this situation. Why do you think that you are so driven to like just bang in, waking up every day? Because you just keep going, you know, like you don't turn off. I told you this before, you don't turn off.
Yeah.
So why do you think you were so driven?
Yeah, so first off, I had the pain of 9 to 5. And look, this is so general. Some people even like their 9 to 5. And if you have that, you know, good for you. But I, for example, really just didn't like my job. So I first had the goal of just the mindset of not having to, you know, wake up, going to that place was so driving me. And eventually, no, it came. And then people ask, all right, but what kept you going now then? You know, because, you know, you're still going, right? I actually asked myself this recently as well, for like even here in Dubai, like it's funny that you ask it. I would say I still have other goals to achieve. You know, you need to know your why, and I still haven't achieved everything I want to achieve. I cannot go too much into detail but for example, you know, I think most guys here agree, probably almost everyone here. I also said last year I want to really be a provider for my loved ones, right? So that means for me, I am already providing very good, but still my mom is still working a bit right now. So I just want her to be, you know, fully done from her job. Same for my father. I even want to buy my mom a house, you know, stuff like that. You have like these different things, right? You want to achieve, and I'm still not there yet. So there's still enough work to do, and it would also be if I also turn off right now, that's also another thing. I honestly really like helping people. I'm really not doing it for the money. I just really love helping people. So if I stop right now, then yeah, if I do worse, then other students also would grow less, right? So I also just really love that I can help other people. That's just really important for me as well. So I just need to keep growing. Yeah. Sometimes I'll just even do it without even thinking, you know. There's always days that you don't want to do it, but yeah, there's just so much still to do, man.
You know, I also think you really enjoy like helping the students, because a lot of people, they just do it for the money, you know. And I understand, of course, there needs to be also money involved, but let me give you a nice analogy what happened with me when I really started this bullshit, you know. It was in the Ramadan of 2023 where I was still doing my general store drop shipping, and I was also like just building like my brand, you know. I wasn't so much focused on there was like no coaching business shit, you know. So and then I was sitting down working on my landing page for my brand and doing all this shit, but I noticed I was doing like a few K, 7K, I don't know, something like that, nothing crazy in the US. And then I noticed I wasn't really dialed in. I wasn't really enjoying, I don't think you need to have like a passion for it, but you need to at least become obsessed with something. And becoming obsessed with something, it takes more. And I didn't really have that with that brand. So I was like, what's really going on, you know? And I was, for like 1 or 2 weeks, I was working really bad. I had like one of my worst 2 weeks maybe in the last couple of years, you know? Not depressed, but, you know, feeling bad and not really kind of feeling lost as well at some point, even though I was still making money, you know? And then I had a call with I had like a few students back then. There was not really a program, but I was helping sometimes some people, you know. And I jumped on a call with them, with 2 of my students, and then 2 of them, I helped them both in like 3 months' time from I think 100 or 200 euros a day, something like that, to maybe 200k revenue, something like that. And their life was changed. They quit their jobs, and I was like, bro. And then I felt some crazy energies, you know, like, you know it when you like you go on a call with a student, and then suddenly, like, you hear how much they have done and how much you change them, and then you get this energy. You know, you jump off the call, you're full of energy. It's different. You have to experience it to feel it. And when that happened, I was like, fuck, I should take this more serious. I genuinely enjoy this, because look, you can enjoy something, but bro, we're a man. We also need to make money with it. So I was like, you know, maybe I should just really start a proper education coaching business, you know? So that's when I started the vision of, I need to keep this doing, you know, because it looks like I'm doing something good, you know? So that's where it started. Do you have it also a lot of times where you see the result?
Yeah,
and then, you know, like, how is that feeling for you?
Yeah, of course. One of the things, if I, for example, open Discord and I see in the Wins channel that there's like a tag thingy, you know, and then I open it and I see, for example, thanks to, and then some other coaches match it, or me, or just both, you know. Yeah, that's one of the best things, bro. It's really nice.
It's lovely, bro. It's so good, bro. Really. So, yeah, man. So I want to ask you as well, like, what is your advice? Because how old are you right now?
22.
22. So what is your advice for like young entrepreneurs? You're also young, by the way, I know, but like, let's say for 17, 18, they are looking at IG reels all day. Oh, how do I escape the matrix? You know, that shit. What do you advise them?
So I would advise to just work a lot. Like, the more you can work, the better. Save up a lot of money and invest that into whatever you think that can basically work for you to make more money. So basically, first thing to do is, you know, get a job. Second thing to do is build a high income skill. So that can be drop shipping, can be whatever, you know, can be crypto, whatever you think. You know, drop shipping is definitely the one I would recommend as the best business model. So many reasons why. And then that's a nice thing. While you're young, you're not really having any fixed expenses. You're probably still living with your parents. So you basically have a lot of money that you can use also as failure money. So as your learning money, you can call it. So if you're failing, you know, with your products you're testing, whatever, it doesn't matter, because what else would happen? You know, you will spend it maybe on some dumb shoes or something. I don't know. So yeah, that's the best advice I would give. Just work a lot and just invest that and try learn from it and just grow a business. Meanwhile, that's literally what I did as well.
Interesting.
That's it,
bro. This is hella inspiring, man. So now, as you know as well, I asked also like our how do you say, like, our community. I said, guys, I'm gonna do a podcast with Omid. Let's do #Omid ask anything you want to him. We have a bunch of questions, guys, but I'm gonna pick the best ones here. I'm gonna try to do everything. If you can rapid fire answer them, you know, then we can answer like all the questions.
Yeah, sure.
So the first question we have is from Ayo, from our community. He's asking, Omid, how are you finding 10 to 15 unique new products to test daily? Lol. Feels like I've tested the entire ads library, especially since you said you do sometimes only 1 hour product research a day.
Cool. Good question. Eventually a moment will come where indeed you've tested a lot of products. But I know that AO started this year, so there's still no way in hell that he has found every single product. I can already tell you that.
He's also doing well. He's also doing well,
yeah. Look, eventually we have tested so many products, same for you guys, where we don't really find a lot of new products. We just launch products from last year and you know, you name it. But bro, you just go to different markets, you know, use different keywords if you've already play the game out with 50% off. You can just do free shipping, you know,
Yeah.
because not everyone use the same keywords. That's it.
And I also want to add one thing as well. What we do a lot, guys, is that when you find a winning product, find on AliExpress a lot of like lookalikes of the product
Good one.
and put them as well like into like a collection page and start scaling. Next question from Darko, the 101 student. Oh, bro, we have a crazy story about him as well, bro. Maybe you can
yeah.
tell it.
Maybe you will tell it in the podcast, or should I
Yeah?
tell it now?
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely going to. He has a very, very crazy story as well.
Yeah.
And he's also like one of the success stories as well, like in our program. But okay, I have a question. So
Stay up to date, guys. You guys weird.
So a question from Darko. If you were to go back to your first podcast, what are you doing different and what are you still standing by?
What am I doing different? Some things have changed, you know, like closure sales, scaling wise, you know, how quickly we switch markets. Basically, all the value I already gave earlier, actually, and also the PR method, you know. That's actually kind of it, man. Yeah, everything's already
Very well.
yeah. discussed.
So how are you staying organized with everything? You used to write a diary. What are you doing now?
Yeah, still use one, but I didn't take one with me here, and I didn't buy one here, so now I'm just doing it through Notion, like a checklist, like a daily check is there.
Like journaling, right?
Yeah. You can also do monday.com as like to-dos, like a task list for yourself.
Yeah.
Just be sure that you have a task list daily. So basically for tomorrow you need to already write what your to-dos are for that day, you know. So you know daily what you need to do, and also prioritize it on like most important, and the most important stuff you do at first. So basically the stuff that you don't even want to do sometimes, do those things first, and then the less important tasks you do later if you have still time for that day. That's how you need to basically order, you know, your day for
awesome
while working.
Awesome.
And also work in deep work sessions, you know, really important.
You do deep work sessions a lot? Like when do you do it in a day?
It's kind of hectic right now because, you know, I came here like a few days ago, so I need to still kind of get my routine.
You're on the Palm, eh?
Yeah,
Palm, man. Yeah. How's the Palm?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's really great. Let's talk about Dubai also in a bit. But so basically in the mornings very well, you know, when you just wake up, you can just do like 2-hour deep work session, for example. Then you can go to the gym, and then maybe in the afternoon or in the evening you can do it again. I just put my AirPods on, noise cancelling, brain.fm on, and then just go at it.
So yeah, about Dubai. You came here a few days ago.
Yeah.
You're also now on the Palm, you know, in the same building as me. You know, we're just chilling almost every day here. So yeah, man, how's Dubai?
Bro, it's my first time here.
Because you're born and raised in the Netherlands, right?
Yeah.
Also born?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's my first time here, and me and my girlfriend are both in shock, man, of Dubai. Like in a good way, because the moment we arrived at the hotel, you know, where you also stay at, when we had our luggage, someone would just pick it for us and, you know, just open the door for us, you name it. Also, when I did grocery shopping, for example, I wouldn't even pick my own groceries in my bag. Just some woman like just helped. Basically, everything that you do, someone helps you here. It's like no, I've already heard before that someone tells you feel like a king here, but now I understand what they mean. So that's just so different because, you know, where we come from, that's
you don't have it, bro.
No, you don't have that. So yeah. Besides that, obviously very nice weather. We really love the weather. Yeah, it's just really beautiful, man.
Bro, in Europe, if you go to a restaurant, you almost have to beg the waiter to get something.
Yeah.
And bro, they just, and you know, like sometimes it feels like as if almost they want to spit on your face or something, bro.
Yeah.
And here, bro, like they every 1 minute, bro, somebody comes help.
They're also so respectful.
Respectful. Also, we're also respectful, giving huge tips, you know. But that's the game, bro. You're right.
Exactly. Yeah, it's beautiful.
So if you next question, if you were to start from zero, how would you approach the game now?
So what I will do is, first off, obviously you need to get all the knowledge, right? You know, you need to. I would basically, first thing I will do is pick the mind of the coach. You know, just see exactly how are they making it work. So what's like the whole business model. Yeah, obviously watch the course. We have a course, you know. Then ask a lot of questions in the group calls so you can really understand how exactly they will approach everything. That's also a nice thing about a program, you know. If you have a question, it can always be answered every 24 hours because there's a daily call. Yeah. 6 calls a week. And then you just execute it. And then you'll get some failures. But then you need to quickly, you know, ask again, how do I overcome this failure? You know, what do I need to do? And then you know what you need to do. and then you go again. And that's
Mhm.
literally how you go. It's basically like this. You don't go up like this. You obviously go in steps, you know.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
So like, how did the community and being a coach help you to develop yourself?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I would say because of the community, I am more disciplined, because if I lack, they will also kind of lack, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, of course.
Because if I'm not doing well, then, you know,
Yeah.
then just stuff will also do worse. You know, the other coach can still make it.
You have
good, but-
responsibilities.
Yeah, just responsibilities, exactly. Also, yeah, because of the students, you know, some students are even running in markets that we are not running in, and also in the community, just in
We
general.
also
like,
learn.
yeah, we also learn from them, exactly. Like we're not just giving for, we also learn also from the people in the community.
Yeah.
So that's also big, and also just really motivating. You know, like everyone is so active. Just really nice to see. Just it's as if if you stop, you're not even if you just like slack, and yeah, you're kind of already not worth.
Yeah.
How do you say, like, not really part of the community, because
Yeah,
everyone
because-
is working so hard.
Yeah, man. People are going to maybe ignore you or like laugh at you, bro. You just have to like show up every day. It doesn't matter what revenue you do. If you just are very active, you're trying to help some other people. People are going to respect you, bro. That's how we.
Yeah,
That's kind of a mindset we also put in there.
that's how business works as well.
Yeah. So let me go to the next. I see a lot. Oh yeah, a good here from Asset. Did you experience any major setbacks from the beginning you started till now? And if so, how did you deal with them? Plus, what did you learn?
Yeah, I've had a period where I eventually just really thought, does this whole business model even work, actually? Like, yeah, I've seen people
Yeah,
scale
when
it,
was this?
there was actually also a small period.
It's normal.
There was a small period where I thought that would happen last year. So
Mhm.
last year in Q4 when we had our podcast.
Mhm.
After that, so also when I became a coach, actually.
Mhm.
After that, there was like a small period where I actually wasn't doing really well anymore.
Mhm.
And I was like, did my luck maybe disappear, or did my momentum disappear? Why isn't it working? I was like for a period I was just testing everything, doing
Mhm.
whatever, and it just didn't work. I was just not making really any revenue.
Yeah.
And how I overcame it is literally just switching markets. That's also what I said before. That, you know, I've also said in this podcast before, like a few questions ago,
Mhm.
of stuff what I do different now compared to back then.
Mhm.
And one of the things was also, you know, speed is key, but it also means we need to be really flexible and switch markets when necessary.
Yep.
So I had the right approach. I knew everything because I listened to every group call. You know, I always ask you guys, how does this and that work? So I already know
Mhm.
how you guys do stuff.
Mhm.
But it just didn't work, and just
Yep.
switching markets helped for me. Yeah.
I see a question here from Ivan. He's asking, ask Omet, what inspires you to keep going and keep pushing? But you already kind of answered that one in the podcast already. Yeah. All right. So more questions. Let's see. Yeah, man. Okay, this is a nice one. So how do you balance your private life with the dropship scene? You must be very busy when doing such big numbers.
Yeah, very true. Very true. I must say, even now, I could have a better routine. So it's not 100% balanced, just to be very
Mhm.
honest.
Fuck balance, bro.
Yeah, but that's still important, you know. But yeah, with my girlfriend, I just sometimes do activities with her
Mhm.
to just kind of make up for it, because I'm with her always. So whenever we can, we just do sometimes stuff. I also very good one is, you know, wake up early.
Mhm.
So you feels like you really have like a big day ahead of you,
Mhm.
and also need to have a lot of energy, because what I have is I'm sometimes pretty tired, like midday.
Mhm.
But something that I actually only very recent did, which works really good right now, is like
Mhm.
cutting out the carbs. You know,
Yep. Fasting.
fasting, exactly. That helps really well as well. And because of that, you have more motivation, energy to also the hours that you do stuff during the day. You can do a lot. So basically, you can work less, but you can still get more achieved.
Mhm.
Because of that, you can have like more free time. And then in the evening, for example, you can spend the time with your family or whatever response you have. That's basically how I kind of have it right now. So just wake up early, do some deep work, and then maybe in the afternoon or evening somewhere, then we'll just have time for
Yep.
whatever else besides business.
Good one, bro. So Shimoon is asking, the competition is growing with each day. What's your advice in terms of store and marketing quality in order to stand out?
Also kind of the same we said before. So just have a very look. That's the thing with this game, guys. Look, there's a lot of competition, and people ask you why is it working for us? What's different, right?
Mhm.
The difference with us is simply we're pushing more, putting more reps in, so more volume, testing more. When you first start out, you can do 5 per day. Eventually that also, works out. That's all fine. But you just need to really know your stats. So what I mean with that is, you can be in the market, you can have the right approach. You've tested 50 products, and maybe you're very, very unprofitable, 75 products. And that's where the part comes. You just switch markets. You just try change your story, just to be really flexible and adaptable. Basically, you need to fail a bit, try some other stuff, and then eventually it will work. That's it. We are very quick with that. We are very flexible. We have a lot of speed, That's one of the things, actually. For the rest, it's some other stuff, like, once we have a winner, we test more lookalikes of that winner, because we also know about the pixel, how that works. We know how the meta system works. That also gives us kind of an advantage, For example, if a men's sweater is performing really well for you, then I will test way more men's sweaters than I will test women's stuff, Just kind of go already at what works, so do breakdowns. Have a clean store, doing market research, copy pasting that compare. Not everyone does that. They just make a random store and think whatever. Have it good translated. Get someone on Fiverr for $5 to double check it for you. See what kind of approach for people is working. So closure sales, or even just the normal approach also is fine. Basically, what's also different with us, we just really analyze what people do, what's working for them, and then we literally just copy paste that, and then it works for us. That's what it is. And if it doesn't, we just change some slight few things, and then it will work. And if it doesn't work at that market, we just do it somewhere else. Yep, that's it.
So, I'm gonna go to last Q&A here, then it's enough. How do you manage to stay so consistent, Omid? Everyone I talk to, every coach says you're the most consistent in the game. So what do you think sets you apart? Is there something you do differently that keeps you operating at the level day in, day out?
Good one.
Yeah, bro. You're getting the flowers here, bro.
Yeah, I would say, again, knowing your why just is really, really important, because that keeps you motivated. And just know that you will do this daily. There's literally no day off. That's how I have it. I have 0 days off. Not everyone wants that, but that's just what I need to do if I want to, grow fast. And think of yourself already like someone who also kind of deserves it to do these numbers. Think of yourself like, I'll do all the work that eventually, it will just really work. And also it's also because of God as well, can be, religion can also maybe play a part, I guess. I'm just really on that as well.
You always have faith that it will be all right.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's a plan for everyone, right? And I just know that basically I always have the mindset of if it's meant to be, it will happen, and everyone has their own path. So that's also one part that comes with it. So
exactly,
for us, bro, I don't know actually as well. I don't even feel that special, guys. I honestly don't think I am. I'm the same as literally everyone here.
Just
bro,
working hard.
I literally adopted myself for like the past, when I was 16, right? I started. Up to 21, so 5 years. I tried 5 years, bro. 5 years. I've tried also different courses. Meanwhile,
how many?
I don't know, maybe 4 or something. 3,
4 courses.
And imagine I was young. Also when I was young, I already bought the course of like 500 was already like a lot for me, or 1K, But I did it, bro. There was even, I didn't say this, bro. There was even one. So I really, really just, read it to be financial free, to just reach my goals, and you name it, I just really needed. There was different reasons why. Can't even tell every reason, but there's just different reasons. And I remember there was a period, I don't know how long it was ago, maybe when I was 18 even, that I went into a call with someone. He had like a really nice program. I just really wanted to join it. It's not someone that it's just some random, it's like bol.com, it's like Amazon FBA. Back then I did that. And I really wanted to join it. And I did like a call with the closer. He just did the typical close stuff. And then he said it cost like 3K or 5K or something. And I really wanted to be less. And after that call, I just really got mad. Like, how dare you, for someone so young, like charge this much? I even started crying, bro.
In the call?
No, after the call.
Oh, yeah.
I just really,
pissed.
I had a breakdown. I was just really desperate. Really desperate. And I was like, I still knew it was work, but I didn't know how long it would take. I was just getting really pissed of how long this journey took, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, eventually, you know, it will work, and that's why I really believe that I'm not different than anyone else. Because
And what is your advice to people who jump on a call with, let's say, one of the guys, let's say, even if somebody after this like podcast, if they book a call with us and they join the call, and then like our team member says to them, hey, like you don't have enough money as well to join, like
Bro,
what do you advise them?
yeah, I was in the same situation literally.
Yeah.
Bro, it's you know, you can be sad at first, whatever, but eventually no one cares enough of your problem. No one will come and just give you $1 million, whatever. You just know that you need to make it work, or it just won't work.
Mm-hmm.
You know. I also have the goal of being like the first person in the family to basically break the generational curse where you
wealth.
The wealth, exactly, that like a new wealth in the family comes in and whatever. But yeah, what you need to do is literally just work, man. Go get a job, you know. Just have a lot of basically save up a lot of money and use that money to invest. That's literally I did. You know, have a part for living expenses. Back then I still live with my mom, you know, so it was I didn't have any expenses, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Even if you're a bit older, maybe you have it. You can always have a bit of money you can invest, right? So just work a lot. And if you are from some country where you're really not earning enough, what I will do then, no, I'm not in a position, so I can't say too much, but let's say you live in a third world country, I don't know. Hustle as well. Try doing something else with business, flip some money, you know, do some.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of things. I've even flipped sneakers, I've flipped domain names. I've done everything.
Yeah.
You know, make some buck here and there, hustle a bit, and then eventually you have the money. You can, go join a mentorship, whatever, and then also invest that as well into
really
ads,
get started.
products, store, everything.
So basically from the age of like, let's say 17, 18, you started all this shit, and it was just fashion dropshipping that made it available.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like that changed everything for real.
Bro.
But it's actually crazy. Also, when I broke it down, I think I said last year as well, it's just the best business model, man.
Yeah.
Because you have no stock. You just do you only lose money on advertising and also cost of goods. You know, you have like it's not losing money, so it's like just expense you have, right? It's a business. But that's it, you know. While with other business models, sometimes you even need to buy stock, or you need to have all these costs up
credits
front.
And shit.
Yeah, just way harder to enter into. But with dropshipping, especially on Meta, it's just way easier.
Definitely, so much easier, bro.
Yeah.
So, let me ask this, bro. Like, who would you recommend this conversation to?
I would recommend it to people. I would say it's mostly for people who are struggling right now, you know, with basically making this business model work. So they're not having any winners yet. Maybe don't even know like how this business model still exactly works. Because I know when I started last year, I didn't actually even understand like how do they do it, you know, like how do people do it. I just knew, dropshipping, you advertise, but how do the ads look like? How does the store look like? How do the products look like? What are they selling? If you don't even know that, you know, watch this. And also for the people just struggling right now, you know, not making any money with dropshipping, or maybe you are, but you want to know how you can scale further. Maybe you're already doing like, so also for intermediate people, beginners, intermediate, I will definitely recommend to them.
Nice. So what would you say now to people, right? Because believe me, there's right now at least 50% of the people who are listening right now, they are struggling right now. They are thinking, should I join this program of Ecom Legend with everybody, Ecom Sphere, Astros? Should I join it? Is it gonna really be worth my money? You know, they have that in their minds right now, or they're considering other like mentorships. What would you say to them right now, bro?
I would say, what else will you do?
From your own experience, right?
Yeah, of course. That's the same I said. What else will you do? If you don't invest this right now, what else will you do? Just keep trying for your own while you don't know what you're doing. And, you know, you'll maybe even lose more money than joining a mentorship. Doesn't even have to be necessary hours, you know. Like, we know we are the best. That's just something we know. But we will not try to sell it to you guys. You know, if you guys are really doubtful, whatever. It's at the end of the day, it's your guys' decision. But I would say that if you don't do it, then what else will you do? Just keep, you know, working, keep being in your current situation, because you're watching probably right now because there's a reason you're watching. You want to change something about your life. That's why you're literally until the end of this video. So know what you want to achieve, and then know what you need to do to come there. So then you have multiple ways. First way is you just skip it. You don't join anything. You just keep trying it yourself, and then Who knows how long it will take? Second way is you join, you lose some money at first, but maybe you'll make it back very quick, or maybe it'll take some time, who knows. But at least you have the right info, and you just need to execute, and then you know it's more about you already getting the right info, then it's more about you just being consistent, and eventually it will work. Or you'll not even do this whole business model, and then you'll just stay for sure the rest of your life in the current situation you're in.
Yeah.
Those are your choices, literally.
I was also quite surprised at like 1.5 year about like what kind of community we've built.
Yeah,
But like how engaging it is. Like, what do you think? You know, like makes it so special as well, not like in our community.
It's honestly shocking how active people are.
Yeah,
and
man.
Not just active, but they're all helping each other a lot. You know, for example, we had Hydro and Victor. We didn't even shout at them, bro.
Oh, shout out to them,
Yeah,
bro.
for real. They were just students who started, I think, this year.
Yeah.
They were so active, and we see these things. Like we appreciate it. We can literally we know everyone from the community as well. We are like so tight to each other. Like everyone knows each other. That's also the nice thing. So many different people from different parts of the world, but still the people who are active, they know each other, right? And we knew who they are. We eventually promoted them to community managers, so they're like also managing the Discord a bit. And that's because they were helping people so good. You know, other people helping each other, and yeah, that's just something so nice about the community, man, that we have. What was the question again? I actually forgot.
Yeah, about like why our community is so like why it's so engaging, why everybody's so helping each other. Like, what do you think is the reason?
It's because everyone shares the same goal.
Yeah. We just want to fucking win, bro.
Yeah, and people are actually making results, so that really motivates other people as well. That's literally it. If there were no results, believe me, it wouldn't be this active, because eventually everyone will dip, because they'll be like, but what am I still in here for? But they see that people who joined at the same time as them, and then they'll get to know them, and then they start getting results, and they're talking with each other.
How did you do it?
Yeah. Also, when people post wins, you know, other students are DMing them as well from, hey, how are you doing it? Like, they're not only learning from us, also from other people, right?
Yeah, definitely, bro.
These people are open, man. Most people just tell each other what's going on, you know, sharing the sauce.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally, bro.
That's the biggest reason. Also, of course, because the coaches and, you know,
they all make money, bro.
Yeah, we all make money.
Yeah.
So, and then we also sometimes post our wins to keep motivating the rest as well. And that also just the whole energy. So
the whole energy, bro. Bro, it's crazy. So, yeah, man, bro. So what is the last thing you want to say before we end the podcast?
Get the right info and execute. That's it.
Get the right info and execute, guys. Yeah, man. So this was pretty much it. There was a second podcast of Omet. The next one we're gonna do, you know, like the third podcast with Omet. Inshallah, one day is gonna be when he does like 10 mil a month. Now we'll see that, you know. But yeah, man. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, obviously subscribe. I mean, you know, like I post a bunch of videos about dropshipping here. I also have a vlog channel if you want to watch it as well. I just show like a day in the life, so I do it. I give some golden nuggets as well. Follow Omet as well on IG. Check in the description. I will put it there 100% at OmetF_, I believe, right? I will also put it. Follow him, talk with him, and connect with him. Maybe you want to learn from him as well, you know, and as well like, and maybe you want as well like connect with him. You can always do it, you know. And yeah, what I would say as well, join Ecomsphere, you know. Join it before it's too late. Love.